So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Okay.
Kat and Chase Moss. We're from originally from Tennessee. We live in Colorado right now. I'm in the Air Force, and right now, Kyan is staying here in Chattanooga with his grandparents, and our daughter Kenna is actually in Alabama. So this is also an experiment for us and how kids do away from parents. But they are here because our son Kellen had open heart surgery. So that's why he's attending this school.
Okay, and I looked on the date when he started. It was July 28th, and today is December 28th, which makes it exactly 5 months from start. And he hasn't been doing it for 2 weeks because of the holidays, so he's only been training 4.5 months. So you're still living in Colorado, right?
Yes.
Now, luckily we have a branch location there called the Nihon Karate Do Kemokai. That's the name of our association. There's 23 in Japan. There's technically 10 in the U.S. and 5 international. And the city that you live in, Colorado Springs, happens to have a branch location there, which is very unusual because it's very limited.
It's fortunate too.
Very fortunate, yes.
Yes.
Why did Kyan come to Chattanooga?
He's now 5 months old. Our newborn was born with a heart defect, and when he was 3 months old, he had to have open heart surgery. So before he was born, we made the decision to send our older two, which would be Kyan and his younger sister, Kenna, to live with family so we could help the baby get his surgery and recover, because we knew that the lack of a schedule and the instability between doctors and hospitals and everything would be too difficult for Kyan and Kenna. So we felt it would be better for them if they had the stability and the structure of full-time school or any extracurricular activities, and it ended up working out very well.
Great. How has Kyan changed in school?
He's doing beautifully.
Well, he's got friends for one.
Yeah, it's not just, one of my classmates. He's saying, well, my friend so-and-so, my friend so-and-so. He's actually using the word friend, and he had never done that before.
People that want to hang out with him and not just vice versa. He's always been a loner. He's always been misunderstood for the most part. And his social skills, social ability has been enhanced.
Most children his age don't really know what to do with him because he thinks differently.
Right.
He processes differently, and he will volunteer to read in front of the class, which is amazing. He wouldn't even read to us. He's above average on some of his subjects, just because he's fascinated, and that's what he loves.
How has he changed at home?
Well, for one, he used to keep you at arm's length. He wouldn't let you hug him, wouldn't let you touch him, wouldn't let you hold him. And this is him. This is what he wants. He wants the affect. That's what happens.
He's much more tangible now. He's not afraid of everybody around him and himself, for that matter. In social situations in general, he was always very off, if you will. And then in turn, even at home now, with his sister, with us, everything, he's much more engaging.
Right.
And when we found out I was pregnant, he was very uneasy when he found out there was going to be a baby in the house. He just met his little brother for the first time about 2 weeks ago. The first thing he did was, Mom, can I touch his head? I'll be very gentle. I won't hurt him. Mom, can I hold this bottle while you feed him? He wants to be engaged.
How was it like before?
He wouldn't do that at all.
Really?
He wouldn't
even want anything to do with the baby.
If a child younger than his sister came into our house, Mom, can I go to my room? This is too much. I can't do it.
He still has moments of being overwhelmed. He's got autism. That happens. He knows how to calm himself. He'll find a way to calm himself instead of just running away from the situation.
How has Kyan changed in life and all, in general?
He's a lot more aware of his situation, and he knows he has autism. He knows. And we tell him, we ask him, say, Kyan, what rhymes with autism? And he'll tell you, he'll say, awesome.
Kyan, what rhymes with autism? Oh, come on.
Awesome.
Very good. So he knows he has autism. He knows he thinks differently. He knows he processes differently than most kids, especially children his age.
Right.
And he has accepted that, and he has embraced it. He knows he's different, which is, when I first saw him, when I first came, Mom, I think different, which is why I'm so good at karate.
Interesting.
He's gained confidence. He's gained greater understanding of himself and the world around him.
Self-assurance.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he's more or less willing to go the extra mile, and he's more or less willing to put himself in situations that he may not be ready for just because he's ready for the challenge.
Did you expect to see such a change in only 5 months from starting his training at Green's Karate?
No.
Well, to be honest with you, we didn't know where focus was going to be. We didn't know you were an occupational therapist when he started karate. We didn't know this was a school that was going to be helping him with his autism. We just thought it was karate.
He asked to do karate because he found out that his dad used to do taekwondo when he was younger, and so we started looking into. He started looking into schools when Kyan was still in Colorado Springs, and then when he moved out here, I told my parents, I said, he wants to do karate, and they both absolutely will find a good school, and I believe this one was recommended because it was a small environment, it was a small setting, not huge classes or not these huge schools, which is what he needs.
However, if I had a large school, I would still have small classes because I know how important it is to have a small class.
Right.
Makes sense.
Another thing is that I'm not an occupational therapist at all.
Oh, we were told that it took place of OT.
It does take place of OT.
Okay.
It's an extension of OT.
Okay.
But you can see how this would be like occupational therapy.
And it is.
Well, it's actually, he's on medication for ADHD. He went to OT. He did ABA.
2 types of ABA.
2 types of ABA.
Applied behavioral analysis.
Yes.
And all he does is karate now. And
He
he doesn't
doesn't-
need anything else.
He doesn't have to have anything else. His karate is doing more than the therapy.
Oh, and he went to school before too.
Yeah.
So now he has free time. As well as karate. So an extracurricular plus free time.
Because he was in some kind of therapy every afternoon. Every afternoon. He had no free time, no time for sports, no time for fun. He had no time to be a kid.
He'd get home and eat dinner and go to bed. Now, he enjoyed his ABA. He enjoyed his therapies. But they were
overwhelming.
well, he was getting help at them. He was learning how to deal with what he now knows as autism, but at the same time, it's more like he wasn't reaching his potential.
Right.
So
It was more of he was coping rather than developing. He was coping rather than learning. He was coping rather than experimenting, trying new things. And now he's willing to try new things.
I tell parents that I don't start teaching students with special needs until age 5. The reason why is they're going through OT, and they say, why can't you take them younger? Well, because OT does have its place.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, I feel like that OT doesn't really have the same effect than what karate does because of how it changes the way that the brain thinks, that you use in right side and left side of your brain.
yeah,
And I think that's what really helps. So what were your expectations?
with karate in general, or
Yeah, like whenever you put them in karate, you didn't think this would have this result, right?
Absolutely not. For one, we had no idea that karate would. I mean, I took taekwondo as a child. Well, as a late teenager, and it was a good focal point, good thing to do, but
Right.
more or less just something I did as free time. It wasn't something that engaged me. But for someone with autism or someone like Kyan, at a young enough age, he embraced it. It's something that he has grown with leaps and bounds. He's excelled in, for that matter. We didn't realize he would do so well. Expectations, I expected him to basically just come into this and something he would just do and eventually get bored with.
Yeah, we thought it was
Because-
just going to be something to kill time. Literally, we thought it was just going to be something to kill time. We never expected him to fall in love with it as much as he has.
Well, it's the reason for that is not because we thought he wouldn't enjoy it or we thought karate was boring. I actually love taekwondo. More or less, I thought it was something that well, I didn't think it was something that he had the overall ability to do. As a checking in, if you will, clicking into where he needed to be and what he needed to do. Standing in this stance, he can barely stand still.
Right.
It's exactly the opposite, actually. I expected him to just kind of fall out of the class.
Do you think that if he went to another martial arts school in the country that had little to moderate experience, he would have the same results?
Autism, it's easy to get frustrated with a child with autism. So I would say no.
It's keeping their attention and maintaining their attention, and also
Earning their trust.
Trust is a big thing for Kyan. If he doesn't trust you, he's not going to listen to you. Like he said, getting his attention, not a problem. Maintaining his attention and keeping his focus, that is the most difficult part, because if it's not something that he's interested in, it's going to be difficult.
When the CNN story came out 10 years ago, thousands of people went to martial arts schools saying, I saw this kid and I want you to teach my kid with autism. And the instructor probably said, oh yeah, we'll take him, man, we'll teach him. But they didn't know what they're doing. And so that's what I want people to be aware of, is that not everyone can teach people with autism. And we talked about that too, that, we discussed about how all children learn differently and no child can be taught a set way of instruction. You agree with this ideology, Catherine? And however, I disagree with this common misconception and told you that I figured out how to do this in a revolutionary way. And I showed you off camera before we did the interview what I'm talking about. And you weren't aware that there was any trade secret instruction called karate-wise therapy until last week. Now that I showed you some basic principles of my therapy, what do you think?
I think it's amazing. I really do, because like he said, he was in multiple therapies back home, and in just one karate class, he has excelled. In just the 5 months he's been here, or 4.5 months he's been here, he has excelled above what a year and a half of therapy did for him back home.
Wow. As far as learning the karate though too, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that you could only teach a child with autism in this way. Teaching, it can be used in other facets too. However, with autism, a lot of it is understanding your body and understanding where you fit in the world. Not just out there, but also in here, like in yourself. And the way you teach it, it's one of those, now I know where I need to go step by step and how I'm going to do everything. In a child with autism, it's important because they can basically, they have tangible understanding of where they will fit and where they will place the way you teach. I don't want to describe it too much.
And they need that. I mean, children,
Yes.
especially children with autism, they need that. This is what we're doing. I mean, they have it ingrained in their minds.
Well, step by step.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's amazing how well that works.
Right, so you think if people saw what I showed you on camera that it'd be easily duplicatable?
Duplicatable, yes. The catch is it's very simple for them to understand it too.
Correct.
Where it's beneficial.
Mm.
Truly understanding it.
Right, and I think Bruce Lee said if you got something that's very simple, then that's very wise.
Yes.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. So I try to take his ideology way back when I started teaching, and I'm thinking, he says basically make everything your own, throw away that's not useful, and try to keep a hold of what is useful. And that's what I've tried to do, and kind of like make your own way, and this is the way I'm trying to make my own way. My goal is to teach teachers how to teach people with special needs, because I feel like I can teach them how to do what I do. It's, like I said, easily duplicatable. Now you can see why I protect these trade secrets.
Right.
Yeah.
Part of the problem in the world is greed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the main reason why I protect it, is because if someone saw how to do what I do, then they would commercialize it. And it's something that I can't even show on Shark Tank because it's too easy duplicatable. And what I have is a product, technically, at which I'm developing, and I also have a service. So it's a dual thing. Now that you're just beginning to learn about karate-wise therapy methods, do you believe in the methods even though you've only seen a small portion of the methods used?
Mm-hmm.
The way that it's used, it's basically, it helps the instruction click. It gives it a visual click instead of just, this is what you should do. Well, okay, that's easier said than done.
Right.
No, this is what you should do, and this is where you need to do it, and how you do it, and everything. It's just
easier to teach than children without special needs because he practices without being asked or told. Was he always like this?
Yes, actually.
In some areas, yes.
Now, it doesn't mean that he would go into his room, I'm going to do my homework because I feel like it. No, he would much rather play video games. But if given the reason and the opportunity, he will, well, I mean, he does his karate at home, but if he were given the reason and the understanding and the opportunity to do something, he will go and color. He will go and look at the solar system for science and just to understand it more. Karate is the same thing. He'll go home and start doing karate just to practice it, just to do it.
If it's something that truly interests him and something that he truly enjoys, he will do everything he can to make sure that he learns all about it, or he's doing everything he can to continue with it.
One of my favorite fortune cookie fortunes is laziness is the habit of resting before you get tired. And so what I'm finding is that children with special needs are easier to teach people than people without special needs. Why do you think that's the case today?
Because they may or may not realize they're already at a disadvantage. We'll call it a disadvantage just because that's the way the world would see it. However, in turn, they see it as an advantage because they can excel in this area. They know they can. They want to. It's one of those drives that at least I know for our son. He's got a drive. He's got a desire to what it is he wants to do. If he chooses to go that route. And so automatically, maybe it's a drive that all autistic kids have or all kids with special needs have in general. But they automatically, once they find something, boom, they're on it and they're going to stay on it and they're going to do their best at it.
What is your advice to parents with children with or without special needs to get them to practice on their own?
To practice karate on their own.
Yes.
Well, see, now, with Kyan, it's encouraging. The more you practice,
the better you are.
The better you are.
The stronger you'll be.
And the more you practice, you can get a new belt color and then you can help teach. You can help other people. Because he has a very large heart. He loves to help people.
Right.
And he doesn't like to see people sad or anything like that. So at least for Kyan, if there's I know there's no child with autism alike, but for the children like Kyan who are kind of in the middle of the spectrum, I would say the main thing is remind them how much they can learn from it, remind them how much fun they're having with it. And the more they learn, the more they can help other people, the more they can teach other people. Like, he wanted to teach his sister some of his karate moves just because it was fun and he really enjoys it. And if it's something that the child truly, truly enjoys, just encourage them, say, remember how much fun it is. And the more you learn, the more fun it's going to be.
Biggest thing is encouragement. With any child, but special needs especially, because they're already feeling like something's different. They may not know what it is, but they know something's different most of the time. They're smart.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If they are encouraged, it's always actually disencouraging something or is always going to hurt them. Oh, you're not doing that right. You're doing that. You're horrible at that. They won't do it anymore.
Right.
So encouraging a child to do something is always going to be the best way to get them to do it.
Even if they're doing it, quote unquote, wrong, just say, okay, well, you tried that way. Let's try it a different way and see if
which one we like more.
You see which one we like better.
How has Kyan's manners, respect, and self-discipline improved?
He's definitely improved. He's gotten to the point now where instead of, I want this, which he used to do. I don't know if all children do that, or if all children with autism do that for that matter, but he used to, I want this. I'm sitting there going, well, all right, so you're thirsty. Okay. Elaborate. And now instead of even having to say that, Mom, I'm thirsty. May I have something to drink, please? He's got that respect. His discipline, he's definitely improved.
That's not what he always say. I say, Mom, can I have a drink, please? Not, yes. Mom, I'm thirsty. Can I have a drink, please?
That's true. He does ask rather than demand. Yes.
We've pounded that into his head.
Yes. Self-discipline. He catches himself a lot if he's doing something that he knows he's not supposed to do, or if he catches himself doing something that may not be a smart choice or a safe choice, you'll hear him, he goes, oh, I don't need to do that.
He'll say it out loud.
Yeah, he'll tell himself. Or if he sees someone else doing that, that's really not a smart choice. Or that's really not a safe choice. He's very aware.
That's very good.
He's very aware.
I mean, a lot of that has to do with what's done at home, too. I don't know if you say, is that a safe choice? You may not say that. But
he knows.
Karate in itself is a discipline, and it's an art. And in turn, he's able to understand and comprehend the things that hurt him or what he should and should not do a lot better. So he listens, first off, and in turn, the discipline-wise, he listens and applies the discipline and then catches himself before he even does anything wrong, sometimes.
Is there anything you'd like to add that we haven't asked you yet, or anything you'd like to say that we haven't asked you?
I've been amazed by how well he's actually grasped the concept and applied what you've been teaching. So it's just the fact that you can get into his head is amazing.
Thank you. It's the third party rule here.
The fact that the fact that you have made such a huge difference in his life after only knowing you for 5 months is phenomenal. He does not trust easily. He does not respect easily. He does not do anything like that. It can take about a year for him to fully trust somebody. And the fact that after being in karate for a month, the first thing that he tells us on FaceTime, Sensei green this, Sensei green that.
Right.
The fact that you have made such a huge difference as a mother speaks volumes to me, because he does not do that. I get to go do my karate. I get to go do my karate. When do I get to go do my karate? Mom, can you come watch me do karate? I mean, it has become a huge focal point for him, and it has become a huge part of his life. It's amazing to see the steps he has taken in just the few short months he's been here.
Very well said. Thank you for your time.
How many punches are you supposed to do? Just 2.